So our subject today is use it or lose it. That is the subject today that the ministry coach is going to be talking about. And I want to look at a passage of scripture in the Old Testament. I'm an Old Testament specialist. I love preaching from the Old Testament and teaching from the Old Testament. It's just, I just love it. It's so colorful and pictorial. That's one of the differences from the Old Testament and the New Testament. And I like it. So we're going to look at the book of Joshua. Joshua chapter number 1. Joshua chapter number 1. Good to see everybody that's coming in. So here we are in Joshua chapter number 1. Here's a quick backdrop, everybody. Moses is dead. The leader is off the scene. Okay, that is clear right there in the very first verse. God is clear. Moses is gone. So you forget about him. Ain't no coming back to him. You should have appreciated him while he was there. You shouldn't have treated him the way you treated him, because at this particular time, he's gone. So Joshua is the new man on the scene. So now what God does is he begins now to talk to Joshua, because Joshua is going to be the leader who is going to go in and help Israel possess this land that God has promised them, right? So he's the man in charge. New leadership. He is what I would call, whenever I'm coaching, I call leaders like that transitional leaders. They're not the one who founded it, but they are the transitional person. They're the new person coming in. Or even if it's not the original founder of the church, but you know what? You were on the scene and now somebody else is coming on the scene. So I call them transitional leaders. So here it is. There's a transition. Moses is gone. Joshua's on the scene. So now, if you look at Joshua chapter 1, right there in verse number 6, I'm going to drop right on down and hone right into it. We see that God now is going to give a word to Joshua. That's what's happening in chapter number 1. God is basically speaking to Joshua. Your mandate is to go in and do something. But before you follow through on the thing that I'm giving to you, this mandate, this vision, this goal, let me give you some tips, or let me put something in your spirit before you go in. Just like me. Know before you go, right? And so here it is, everybody. In verse number 6, God begins to speak to Joshua, right? And he says to Joshua, be strong and of a good courage. Then we drop down to verse number 7. And it says, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of abbreviate it, right? Verse number 7, God speaks again to Joshua, and he says, only be thou strong and very courageous. Then we jump over to verse number 9. He says again, have not I commanded you, be strong and of a good courage? Do not be afraid, neither be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you whithersoever thou goest. So this is the deal. That's the whole premise of basically chapter number 1. God basically sharing with Joshua, I need you to be strong to handle this situation. Would you believe that on yesterday, when you signed into that live stream or you went to church, the same thing God did with Joshua, he did with you? God basically put a word in the spirit of the preacher, or perhaps most of y'all should have been your pastor, and you heard your pastor on yesterday preach a word that ministered to you, right? This word is tailored made to you. God knew that you were going to be turning on that live stream. God knew that you were going to be coming through that door. God knew that you were going to be on that audio call. So believe it or not, last night, or rather Saturday night, preachers and pastors are struggling to get that word because God is giving them a word to minister to you. So you turn on the live stream and you listen to the text, you hear the title of the sermon, and then you begin to listen to the preacher break down the whole entire sermon. Now, in a nutshell, when you hear this sermon, God is basically saying the same thing he said to Joshua: be strong. Or he's saying, I will provide, or open your mouth, or go to the interview, or write the book, or save your money, or I will heal. Does anybody understand what I'm saying? In the midst of that whole sermon that you heard for 45 minutes, God was basically speaking one thing. And this is what I share at Hooper's Ministry Academy when I'm training preachers. You're going to state a thing, and then you're going to let the whole sermon flow through, basically focusing in on the same thing. So this way, when people walk out of the church or they turn off the live stream, even though they heard you break it down and preach it for 45 minutes, it's saying one thing. And so when somebody says, well, what did the pastor preach? Or in this case, so what did God say to Joshua? Be strong. That's what he said over and over and over and over again, making it clear. So again, you heard that word on yesterday, right? You sat there and you laid in your bed, you sat in a chair, had your breakfast. Maybe you went to the church, sitting in the front row, wherever you are, in the pulpit or wherever, got your mask on in the church, and you got a word from the Lord. Just like God spoke to Joshua, the Lord used the man or woman of God to speak to you. And I say again, be strong. I say again, be encouraged. I say again, God is speaking. Write the book. Go back to school. Get your driver's license. Prepare for your business. Save your money. Watch your diet. Oh, there's so many different things that God can speak to us. And in the midst of that, brothers and sisters, we have one or two things we could do. Use that word or lose that word. It's on you. Either you can take the word that God has given you and apply it to your life and watch it work, or you can sit there and do nothing and just let it go in one ear and right out the other. It's on you. You have to decide if you are going to take the word that God is giving you and apply it to your life. Now, all of us got some issues. This is why God gives the word, right? Because all of us got issues, and in the midst of having these issues, what God does is he sends a word. Because he wants to break all of that up, right? He wants to help us. He wants to strengthen us. He wants to see us prosperous. He wants to see us blessed. He wants to see our life turn around. As a matter of fact, it's so interesting that when you look at the name Joshua in the Hebrew, it means salvation. So when you're reading the book of Joshua, God is saying, I'm trying to tell you something that can save you from the situation that you're in. Oh God, this is so good. I'm trying to put something in your spirit that can deliver you. So every time you hear a word, God is saying, I want to deliver you. I want to help you. I want to provide for you. I want to work this out for you. But you have to be able to take that word and apply it. Apply it. Now I want you to watch this. Like I said, we all got blemishes, we all got flaws, and we all got situations, right? So here's an application I want to kind of give us a little demonstration. Before I actually got on the camera, one of the things that I did is I applied makeup to my face, because the purpose of basically putting on foundation and makeup is to basically give your face a smooth finish, because you know you have some blemishes or some flaws. And if you don't want those blemishes and flaws to come through on the camera, or you personally don't want to see them on the camera, or when you go outside or take pictures or anything like that, then you're going to have to take your makeup case, watch this everybody, and apply it. Watch this. So I take this, watch what I'm doing, and I am applying it to every part of my face. And that's exactly what you do with the word. You take the word that you heard on yesterday and you apply it to every area of your life. Brothers and sisters, one of the reasons why I wanted to share this with you is because oftentimes, and particularly in the body of Christ, we hear the word, but we don't apply it. We hear the word, but we don't apply it. Now, if I don't apply this, you will see the blemishes. In other words, what I don't want to see will be seen. So I won't get the results that I'm looking for when I look in the camera. Why? Because I did not apply it. However, as it is in the natural, so it is in the spiritual. If you do not take the word you heard on yesterday and apply it to your life, you will never see the results of the word. Now, if that just blessed you, I want you to type in those comments, UHMC. Come on, y'all. Put it right there. If you don't take the word and apply it, you will never see the results. I'm going to say this one more time. If you don't take the word you heard and apply it, then you will never see the results. Now watch this. It doesn't mean that God didn't say it. It doesn't mean that you didn't come to the service. It doesn't mean that the preacher didn't study. It doesn't mean any of that. It simply meant that you didn't apply it. And so this is why when we look at one group of people, we see them prospering. Could it be that they're prospering because they applied the word? How can 100 people sit in a service and 25 will prosper with the same word that they heard and the other 75 is not prospering? Because somebody didn't apply it. That's why the Bible is clear in the book of Revelation. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. So you have to make up in your mind that when you hear the word, I'm going to apply it. And what is the purpose of me applying it? Because I want results. I want to see my life change. I want to see my income get higher. I want to see myself become an author, right? People got all these different things and goals and aspirations for 2021. But how will they manifest? They're not going to manifest because God said them and they're just going to jump out the sky. No, it's going to manifest because you took what you heard. You grabbed that word when the preacher preached it and you applied it. Same way here. When you look at my face, you don't see the blemishes. You see a smooth finish and you see a complete finish all the way around. It's the same word. You want your life to have a complete finish. You want your life to be stable all the way across. You want your life that when you look at it, you can say that what I heard in church. See, the Bible works when you work it. One of the reasons why people are losing faith because they're thinking that the word is not working. No, this ain't got nothing to do. This word will work it because God says, so shall it be when it goes forth out of my mouth. It shall accomplish where it pleases, and wherever I send it, it's going to do what I say. The question is, did you apply it? The question is, did you apply it? And guess what? I'm going to wrap up in a few minutes. The more I apply it, the more results I see. The more I apply it, the more results I see. The more I apply it, the more results I see. The more I apply it, the more results I see. The more I apply it, the more results I see. I'm going to take that word and I'm going to keep on applying it. And I'm going to keep on applying it. And I'm going to keep on applying it. Now, I'm going to say something before I go, and this might make you a little bit uncomfortable, but I want you to hang with me and listen to what I'm saying. When you hear the word on Sunday, right? In the fivefold ministry gifts in the book of Ephesians, God has all of these different ministry gifts, and one of them is a pastor. And when you become connected to the church, the pastor becomes the primary voice that God speaks through for your life. I'm not saying that you can't go hear an evangelist. I'm not saying you can't receive a word from a prophet. I'm not saying that you can't receive a word from the apostle. I'm not saying that you can't receive a word from the teacher. What I am saying is the primary person that God connects you to when you become a member of a church is the pastor. So what am I saying? You got to be careful on Sundays of church hopping. Going here, going there, going there, going there, and going there. You got to be careful of that, because the word of the Lord in the mouth of the person that God has assigned to you is in the mouth of your leader. It is in the mouth of your pastor. It is in the mouth of the person that God has assigned for your life. Though other people may come along and water it, and though other people may come along and compliment and strengthen what that man or woman of God said, the foundation of that word lies within your pastor. The foundation of that word lies in your leader. That's why you want to stay connected to your leader and stay connected to your pastor, because that's where that word is. On Sunday morning, who should I hear? My pastor. Because that is the person that God's going to trouble all week long while we tossing and turning and trying to figure out that sermon. That's the person, the key person. Let me say it like that. That is the key person that God has assigned to speak into your life. And what you do is, when you get that word, you want to use it. You don't want to ever become a part of the group of people who heard that word but didn't use that word. You don't want to be a part of the group of the people who lost that word. You don't want that word to be a fleeting word and it's leaving your life and it's not blessing you. Sometimes we have to come face to face and ask ourselves, did I apply it though? I know God said He's going to bless me with a better job, but He told me I need to go back to school. Did I sign up? I know God said He's going to open some doors for me to be a better preacher. Is He talking to me about going to a Bible school, hooking up with Dr. Hooper at Hooper Ministry Academy? Yeah, I'm going to throw that in there. About purchasing a book. Is God speaking to me about moving in a certain direction? It's not going to happen just because He said it. We're in partnership with God. And so what we have to do is make up in our minds, okay, God, I heard what you said, and watch this. Now I'm going to step out on faith. Did I just say something right there? Did I bless anybody? Now I'm going to take that word, that's right, and I'm going to become a doer, not just a hearer, a doer of the word, and step out. And you know what I found out when you do that? Then heaven backs you up. You begin to see the favor of God. I'll say it the way the Bible said. You start to see the waters troubled. You start to see God move in your situation. You start to see God's things change in your life. And how did it all start? Because you heard a word. The Holy Spirit planted a seed on the inside of you. The preacher is the sower, and the sower goes out to sow. And then you grab that word as the seed, and as it came down on the inside, you begin to marinate on it. You begin to study it even more, pray about it even more, digest it on the inside, and move out. And all of that is a part of applying it. I'm going to apply. I'm not just going to be a person who heard it. I'm going to apply what I heard. This year, as I wrap up, everybody, don't go through 2021 without applying that word. Get under your leader, get under your pastor, park your car, sit there, soak up that word, and apply it. And I promise you this, you will start to see things happen in your life open up in your life, move in your life like never before. And you will never charge God foolishly, because you will always be able to say, when I took the word and applied it to my life, that's when I saw the word works. This is Dr. Deborah Hooper, and I am the ministry coach. Follow my page if you want to be blessed. I'm going to be coming on Mondays and Fridays, everybody. I got it down to a science now. I may come on some other time, depending on how the Lord lead. But make sure you follow this page and you turn on your notifications for the ministry coach on Mondays and Fridays at 12:30 p.m. I'm going to be your bookend. That means I got you when the week starts, and I'm going to close it out. On Monday I'm coming, and Friday I'm coming, because I want you to be blessed the whole week. Now you're applying. You are applying. You are applying, because God says, I know the thoughts concerning you. I got something good for you. I want to prosper you. I want to bless you. I want you to be blessed. I want you to know that I got something, but I need you to apply it. Okay? So we will, if we don't come back in between the week, Friday you will see me. Okay? Again, my name is Dr. Deborah Hooper. I'm the ministry coach. If you're interested in connecting with me at Hooper's Ministry Academy, go to my website. Enrollment is open. We're getting ready to start our series on getting the perfect sermon title. So we're going to do some sermon stuff this week. This whole entire month around. It's really, really going to be good. If you're going to want to see what we're doing for the rest of the year, go to my website and check it out. You want to get the book behind me, you're in ministry, and you got some things that you're struggling with and you don't have answers to, the answer could perhaps be right in my book. Listen, we did an amazing live stream on Saturday night, y'all. Listen, if you got young people, you might want to go and listen to the live stream that we talked about on bail bonds. I know y'all may thinking, that don't have nothing to do with me. I ain't got to worry about it. But if your children are rolling around with some people and you're not sure who they are, and guess what? It's very easy for them to get into trouble. You might want to go check that out. And if you got some issues with your credit, and let's admit, some of us do, or some of us are pastoring churches that got problems with our credit, right? So if that is you, check out the video that we did on Saturday. I promise you it's going to really, really bless me. And lastly, to everybody that's out there, Sunday is Valentine's Day, and we're going to celebrate. Y'all celebrating with the ministry coach. I'm about to pull my hair back, put my little outfit on, and do my doggone thing. We're going to have a good time. We're going to get dressed up. We're going to get our meals. We're going to have a meeting, and we're going to get all the details done, and we're going to get it popping. The Super Bowl is over. Tom Brady done won, and guess what we getting ready to do now? We about to get turned up for Valentine's Day and celebrate our singleness. I'm done for the day. Thank you for joining me, everybody, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.